Mountain Dew GSL Seasonal Regeneration.
Welcome to GSL Code S Parallel Universe Edition. Bunny has knocked Maru out into the losers match.
Yeah. Let's slow down a little bit here. Maru's still in the tournament as of right now.
This has been a crazy result. Bunny advances. Maru dies. He's going to be in the losers match here. Now we have Impact versus Patience to decide who will be eliminated first.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be kind of a wild match, I think. A very aggressive match on both sides, if I had to guess. I'm definitely favoring Impact. What about you, Tasis?
Patience is going to take the Sartosis.
Wow, you said that with a lot of confidence.
I did.
All right.
I'm a confident guy.
Wow.
I believe in myself.
That's good.
I think Patience could take this, absolutely. I think he's a smart player. I think Impact is good. He looked a little bit bumpier today. Patience has got that weird style. He's going to win in that scumbag Protoss way.
All right, we'll see about that. I think that Impact is going to do things like make roaches and nitises and probably do all right here.
Let's see. We're going to game one now. Our map is loading up. This is the elimination match for Group A in the round of 16. Impact versus Patience is on. Let's do this.
Mountain Dew GSL Seasonal Regeneration. 게임이 시작됩니다.
See?
Hell yeah. Block that hatch.
게임 준비
For
완료.
days and days.
That's right. Just realized that Patience and Impact have the same glasses.
Oh, yeah. Get those Harry Potter glasses.
Yeah. Okay, so...
who wore it better?
Who wore it better? The battle of the bad eyesight here.
Oh, God.
So already interfering with the planting of the hatchery.
Just throwing down his gas and pool immediately. He's not going to screw around and just go make a hatchery willy-nilly.
Oh!
Ooh. Look at that probe. That probe is trying to get away so hard.
Come at me, bro.
And he does get away.
Wow. Impact already going to be irritated by the start of this game. Will be making his other hatchery over here close to the top center.
Yep. And Patience probably just going to... Oh, Cybernex core before the Nexus. Okay, cool. See where he goes with that. Maybe just to get a quicker Adept out to try to punish this. I don't think that...
Patience,
will,
the Protoss is Protoss.
Yes, indeed he is. The essence of Protoss distilled into a human form.
All right. Well, I mean, this may not impede Impact too much, but when you do play styles like this as Patience, you really are dictating the whole pacing of the matchup and the way everything's working out.
Yeah, it is true. But I like the fact that he got the gas and pool immediately when it started. So I don't think that, like, for instance, this quick Adept coming out is going to be too much of a hassle for him.
Just start that probe now. Do it, do it, do it. Yes! Yes! Oh, the Protossery. Impact's playing this game almost with a slight smirk.
Well,
how can they warp in when there's no pylon there, Artosis?
that is true.
Oh,
I did not
Protoss!
exactly, well, you can do it with a Nexus and a pylon too, and a geyser. So yeah, why not this? You don't need the pylon for, well, you kind of do. You need
you
it
kind of do to
for
start
some
Artosis.
stuff. Yeah, you know what? The
yeah,
whole lore
crazy
and rules for the Protoss fillings doesn't even make sense.
Oh my!
Oh man.
Yep. That shade was too late, my friend.
Well,
he's making drones behind this. But this is
a lot of links. He's got to finish this wall most ASAPly. I like that he gets a battery right away. He definitely does need it.
Yeah. Identifying he's not going to have a lot to try to hold this off. There's a sentry about 80% complete. It should pop out right as the Zerglings get over here.
Look at you.
God, I'm good. And he's going to need that force field up here. Second battery coming down as well.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit nervous about this. There's a couple of sentries coming out and everything.
It would have been much better had Patience actually kept that Adept alive. because now he's having to spend additional resources just trying to clog up his entrance here.
It's very, very true. But, you know, that's a nice way that Impact kind of helps himself to recover, right? He's forced those shield batteries in kind of a defensive stance, a couple early sentries that you don't necessarily need or want this early on, right? Because if you want to go into an Archon drop or something, you're not supposed to go 2 sentries into the Archon drop.
Correct, yeah.
That isn't like, I mean, you'll probably have to do it if you, well, obviously you will have to if that's what he's going to go for, but it's definitely not your original plan.
Here comes that hallucinated Phoenix coming in here to try to get some scouting off. Some confirmation that, you know, once you've interfered with the Zerg early on, then you want to see, okay, what kind of game are they trying to play? I'm going to try to counter that style. So that Roach is about to finish up. It gets scouted by the hallucinated Phoenix. And next comes this Oracle in here.
Ooh, look at that. A pretty naked Natural. This Natural has no pants on, just like Bunny.
Yeah. Takes out 5 drones, not bad.
Drones.
And you know what? Patience is doing it. He's keeping this momentum going. He's interfering really effectively with everything that Impact is trying to do. And even pushing out now with these 2 Adepts. He knows he could shade away. I'm loving this game here for Patience. And Artosis.
Yeah.
Glaives.
Glaives on the way. Well, Glaives openers are, you know, somewhat popular.
Glaive donuts, my friend.
Glaive donuts.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, but you beat me to
it.
I
know.
Oh, my God.
You got to be pretty fast casting with me, Artie.
Yeah. Okay, so he is going to send in this Overseer and realize that something's on the way. And I mean, he's seen Adept, so I think he's going to pretty much know what's going on. Some Roaches are being produced.
By the way, we got a new setup here in the studio. So we're downstairs. This time we're facing the same direction the audience is. And so it's kind of interesting being in the corner of the studio because I can see everything happening. Yeah. It's so funny to see Bunny packing his stuff up and walking out first. Yeah. In a group with Maru, you know? That's so cool.
Well, sometimes he loses and leaves first because the winner's staying for a teammate or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, first time it's the winner, I think.
And Patience here with a slow crawl, moving down to take a third base as the Glaives are coming here, which I kind of am. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I thought he would just have a lot more gateways and try to come out here and hit really hard.
Yeah. Well, this is a funny thing about Patience. It's a little bit hard to predict exactly what he's up to, and this is a bit bizarre when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
But he's actually really prepping a third base economy. Like, he's been producing probes for quite some time. He has a good probe count at the moment.
What's the function of getting the Glaives then like that?
Well, I think that he had the idea to do an attack, but it just never happened. It never came to fruition. It got scouted and stuff, and
so maybe he just once he identifies it's not going to work, he says, "Well, I'm not going to get rid of it. I mean, my Adepts are still fine, but I need to turn this into another game."
It's, I mean, I guess that they can still be useful for sure. Look at that. All right, a couple drones, 3 drones.
Yeah, and he'll be able to come in here and get even more kills. Oh man, going into the main. Okay, this is a lot of damage. By the way, the Roaches were easily fended off with the Immortal.
And it seems like the amount of mortals he's making here, I mean, I guess he can do like an Immortal Sentry Adept push, which is pretty strong, but he's getting charge behind it, which is what he did as well in PvT.
Yeah, he's got such a he's got a strange way of teching.
Yeah, it's a,
you know?
The thing is, I think that you'll always get charge after Glaives in this matchup, unlike TVP, where we saw it earlier, or PvT rather, where we saw it earlier, but still, it's just kind of an interesting thing to see him do twice in one night against 2 different races.
So with the Spire finishing up, more Mutalisks are being made. Adept, Sentry, Immortal, Zealot, not exactly great against Mutalisk Artosis.
Not as much, but he sees the Spire right here. So Phoenix starts immediately, but look at this, he's killed a lot of drones this game. Photon Cannon on the way.
Yeah, I'm worried that the biggest story in this game is going to be how many drones Impact was constantly losing, comboed with the delayed natural expansion here. And getting Phoenixes behind this, it's not as if there were 15 Mutalisks being made at once. I think he started with 6 Mutas or something like that back at home. So a couple of Phoenixes can just drive this away.
Oh, absolutely. He's already got a decent little chunk of Phoenix. I believe he has 3 right now. He is getting +1 for him, but he's put a cannon in every line. Adding a second Stargate right now, I don't think that that's going to be something that's necessary because it looks like Impact is transitioning a little bit here. Lurker Tech on the way. Is getting a Hydralisk upgrade as well. But that can be a good move as well. If you go Mutas and they kind of over-defend, then their army is going to be as strong against your really big, beefy Roach Hydra and then Lurker army.
Yeah. 2 Phoenixes at a time now. These Mutas haven't done too much, I guess, other than intimidate Patience into not moving out immediately. You know, you see that that's going on. You say, well, it's time to tech up a little bit further. Patience is going to try to take a 4th base, and I do not believe there's going to be any easy way for Impact to really try to contest that. Now, although Patience is fine versus the Mutalisks, he was forced into making Phoenixes. You know, these Phoenixes can come in again and actually start killing workers off here.
Oh, look at this, even picking off a couple of the first few Hydras.
Oh.
And, look at this, the Phoenix is catching the Mutas right there.
Really good control here
actually,
by Patience.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're trading really reasonably right now.
Psystorm is on the way here. That will, as long as he executes everything correctly, that'll very easily address the threat of the Hydralisks. But maybe there's a chance that Impact can try to hit this base before Storm is a factor. The upgrade is still a ways away from completing it. Patience is just now trying to set up position here over at this 4th. Oh, I love this. Good thing he has the battery here.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, he's trying to fight through it with the damage of the Mutas.
Oh, and now all these Mutas are going to be killed.
Yeah, recalls those Phoenixes, but it gets the Phoenixes off his back for a moment. Storm's still not done. Night is coming up.
I love it. Is he going to try to set up shop right outside of his base, or is he going to go into the main? Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be in the main here.
I think this is the type of situation where you're hitting multiple locations. Knight is right in that main base, and then if he brings too many units back, you just hit a full force into the 4th. Lurker's coming up.
Okay. He's going to come out here. This will at least force the Lurkers to burrow. If they're burrowed far out enough, I mean, they're not really doing any damage. But here comes that Nidus network. We see a warp in here telling us that Patience is aware of what's coming.
Yeah. Fortunately, 2 Zealots not going to be enough. The Immortals can't quite reach there. Too bad the Phoenixes can't lift them up and bring them in.
Pulls the worm out of the ground. Now, he's not going to utilize this.
Yeah. Just says screw it a little bit too much there.
These Zealots actually end up spotting that Impact was rotating over here. And they're going to try to attack down here in the bottom.
Wow,
I hear a Knight is finishing some. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just to the right side of our screen here.
Hey, he's coming in from a funny side. Oh, a couple of Lurkers kind of on a move command right there. Observer coming down. He does have some of these units tagged as well.
Oh, Impact tactically is just so good. He's going to get in here. I don't think Patience can do that much with this.
It's kind of a nice angle that he's found himself at.
Now, that being said, it looks like Impact is slowly being driven away here. Almost overkill there with some of those storms. Oh, it took out another Nidus out there on the map.
Looks like he might lose this Nexus here as well. He is doing a small Zealot counterattack, it seems. No, I think he just used an all-army hotkey to come up here and engage this. So those Zealots in the middle turning around.
Yeah, and slowly but surely, everything Impact is doing is getting fended off. And I think now, with no realistic counterattack options here for Impact, unless he throws up another Nidus, I think Patience can start to push northward.
Yeah, he's got a really solid set of Immortals right here, and I don't see any Lurkers left over.
Yeah, Hydras alone are not going to cut it, especially them trying to kite this when they're not on creep.
Okay, they are back on creep now.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
They can do fine now.
Now they're fine, Artosis, don't worry.
Yeah, look at them go. Wiggle, wiggle.
Okay, we have some more Lurkers being made over here. I'm sorry, Ravagers actually being made over here. Well, but, I mean, he just doesn't seem like he's quite able to get up what he needs to.
To be fair, he doesn't have a Prism here, so, I mean, eventually this might be held.
Yeah, well, that Warp Prism's coming now.
Fine.
As long as these Zealots are running up here in the front. Uh-oh, this Stasis Ward.
Oh,
nicely done! That's so sick!
Right in the middle of the army.
Oh, man. GG. Patience did it. Taking that game 1.
Yeah, kind of a smirk goes on to Impact's face there for a moment. Down and dirty game right there.
Yeah.
But a lot of drones lost early on by Impact. I think that really stunted him going forward. And then the Mutas, did they do anything? Not really.
You know, it's like if you take a ship and you turn its trajectory 5 degrees, it might not look like a lot at the start, but you know, over a long period of time, that's going to be in a completely different direction. That's sort of what happened with a lot of those worker kills early on there, Artosis.
Yes.
He drove him away. With that, I hope we go to Port Alexander.
It's Kings Cove. We were headed for Port Alexander, but that 5 degrees added up.
Exactly.
Find ourselves at Kings Cove.
And so, if Patience wins this, he's going to have to fight Maru. Impact is hoping to turn this around with a 2-0 win. But, you know, the crazy thing about today is that nobody thought they'd be facing Maru in the final match.
No.
That wasn't in the script.
Certainly it was not.
Okay, our game is loading up. This is game 2, Impact versus Patience. Let's go.
마운틴듀 GSL 시즌1 리제너레이션 게임이 시작됩니다. 킹스 코브 게임 준비 완료. 임팩트. Patience.
Right.
Here we go again. Look at this. He's going to immediately try to chase this other drone down.
Yeah, the drone is far enough ahead,
Yeah.
though. Should be able to make that hatchery without a problem.
Had the pro been able to block that, that would have been just so bad.
Yeah, that gets ridiculously annoying.
Not being able to get your first hatchery out right away is just, it's really annoying. And so along with this, we have Gateway and Assimilator coming down. Now, let's not forget that in the last game, we actually saw Patience let the Pylon finish and then actually make a cybernetics core just to delay that third hatch even further.
Yeah, it's it can be pretty reasonable. You generally end up just canceling that before it finishes. Delay that third base. This is a different opening overall, though, from Impact, because in the previous game, Impact just went for gas pool immediately upon that being blocked and was able to surround the very first Adept that came out. Now, I'm pretty sure that Patience will make that Adept again, but it's not going to get surrounded so easily. Maybe he can actually get a little bit of harassment done.
Okay. As this game goes on, we're going to get those Adepts out. The Lings are coming. Patience trying to just seize a little bit of control in this game to start things off, the same way he did in the first game. You don't have to play like this, but it's not bad. It allows you to really limit the options for what Zerg's doing. You're kind of taking some control here and forcing Zerg to respond. Problem is, some of the very best Zerg players in the world can take situations like this and turn it on its head.
Yeah.
Say, stop wasting resources on my side of the map. Now I'm going to win anyways. He's going to go for it. Can he do it?
No.
Really good blocking.
That was really good.
Yeah, the way he got in front of that.
Yeah, that was actually really impressive.
So the Pylon goes down. Now the Adept comes in. Now let's not forget the last time the Adept was killed very quickly.
Yeah, I was surrounded just going up the ramp.
And that was one of the big victories there for Impact, because then Impact would come across the map and start doing a lot of damage and force up the shield batteries and make the wall in. And I mean, it was actually a pretty good recuperation there for Impact, even though he ended up losing the game ultimately.
Well, this game he actually scouts that there's no more gas being mined. He sees how many Lings there are and realizes, okay, you know, obviously you're not going to stick around there and lose it.
The wall-in is complete, and our Stargate is about to finish up, and I assume we're going to have an Oracle here.
I think you're right. Or just a chrono-boosted Stargate.
Yeah, you could do that too, you know.
That's a good one. Now, I think that it looks to me like it's going to be a Glaives build here once again.
Yeah, now this would be pretty consistent with at least the modern Patience we've been following here in this season of GSL. Now, what do you think Impact's plan is going to be this time around?
Well, I think he'll just go into the Warren and everything again. I wouldn't be surprised if he just focuses a little more heavily on his defense and then tries to hit something aggressive. Now, obviously, you can try those Nidus plays once again. Those have been pretty popular and pretty strong lately.
Now, let's not forget, Let's not forget that last time we had a Glaives build that it seemed like Patience abandoned. He was going for it, and then he stopped and took a third and played pretty conservatively. By the way, once more, we're having a lot of drone kills. Actually, not as many as I thought, but still, 2's not bad.
Seemed like a misclick or 2 there, but oh god, actually 5 again?
Yeah, mostly just losing shields there. And he can park that Oracle out there on the map. Now, maybe with these 2 adepts, he could have even more kills here.
So far, so good here for Patience. Making more adepts, getting that Glaives done.
Great catch here.
Yeah,
Impact really punishing. He's, you know, Impact's definitely adjusting from the last game that we saw.
Yeah, he is playing better, but there are some things still going wrong, right? Like those 5 drones to the Oracle. It's not like this is a mysterious Oracle timing, I don't think. You know, it's, I guess he gets the core before the Nexus in this build, but still, this is something I think could have been prevented a bit better.
Phoenixes are beginning to be produced. They're actually heading upwards on the map right now. And we've got 5 roaches coming here as that Robo is about to finish. And Patience also seems to want to take a little sneaky third base here as these adepts are putting pressure on. So this is not some kind of crazy adept timing that's meant to smother the Zerg with too much damage by just out-positioning them and killing too many workers. Instead, this is intended to divert a lot. Whoa, what? What?
Yeah, that's a good catch right there.
Yeah. Well, now I don't know if Patience is going to get a third base, guys.
I think he'll still be all right taking it. Like, 3-gate adept is not that big of a... Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah. Nice stasis ward there. But a 3-gate adept is not like that big of a commitment, to be honest. You know, he's killing a few units off. He's keeping them on the back foot slightly. Oh, I'm surprised he canceled that one.
I love this. Ooh. So good. Good save, though, there by Impact. The Nexus for Patience is about a little bit over halfway done. Immortal production has started here. Those adepts didn't do as much damage as, you know, certainly Patience was hoping to have done here.
Yeah. Well, second Robo coming up. This is going to really give him that giant count of Immortals again, but the Hydralisk Den coming reasonably quickly.
Zealot Legs has started. Another theme we've seen here from Patience.
Yep. Well, he likes his Glaives. That's cool. Him and Trap. they're all
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so the Hydralisk being produced, I want to see where Impact goes from here. Because it does feel like a better game than last game. But Patience is just kind of getting into the strong units, right? He's sitting here on King's Cove with 3 bases. You can't really attack into this, right? He's up a couple ramps. He's making Immortals. He has some sentries. Just kind of getting his stuff going, right? He'll get Size Storm pretty soon, no doubt. But as Impact, do you want to try drop play? Do you want to try Nidus play? Are you going to go into Lurkers here again? Are you just going to go Lingbane Hydra for a little bit and try to go into Broodlords?
Yeah, we're going to see here. 4th base is inbound now with Impact, so I don't know. This has definitely been a much slower game. I think that some of our other games that we've had here tonight, Artosis, I think Impact handled the start of this pretty well and is just trying to get into healthy late game here.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Insta-7 Drop Lords.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, maybe this is going to be tricky to try to deal with. Now, I don't feel like this is the greatest map for drop, just the way it's shaped.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times with drop, you're trying to get into the main. And a lot of times, if you're going to try to get into the main, you're going for a strategy like this because the main is sometimes pointed outwardly, where there's like an easy place where you could put pressure on there. The Protoss is trying to get ready to fight this. And then you pick up and you dump it in the main and start doing a lot of damage and start hitting from different locations. So I'm not sure what to expect exactly with this drop. Like, where do you want to go? Especially if Protoss is still on 3 bases. Yeah. Like, what's the game plan here?
I think you do go behind the 3rd. It just kind of makes more sense.
But there's something spotting down here. There's a Phoenix or something on patrol.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right about that. But, I mean, you can kind of bypass that. And if they move their whole army up into the main, don't forget you can just redrop at that 3rd base and utilize your ground units there as well. So there's definitely some play with it. Oh, wow. Look how turtle that is, though.
Okay, he's picking up. And there's a small set of roaches. Now, these roaches are intended to, when the full-on defense of the main base comes in, those roaches are going to try to dive in on the 3rd. And you basically see the Zerg ramping up to the strategy as they're about to be maxed out. Now, I don't know the exact vision in this spot on the map, but I think he can just slip through here, right?
Well,
on the bottom?
He is definitely going right straight through there. The pylon's going to see it.
He sees it.
But how do you split here? Splitting can be very, very difficult.
Meanwhile, the attacks happen here on the start. It's going to break down that force field.
Yeah, the Ravager's sending in a little bit of damage. Not really getting that much done, but look at this.
Okay, here we go.
This is that type of move. A recall into the main, and then he goes back and drops to the third, and that was pretty much the most powerful thing he could have done in that situation. The Ravagers and Roaches coming up the ramp at third base as well.
Yeah, we see Patience here being hit pretty hard by a very tactical move here from Impact.
Yeah, really nice move.
I don't know if the rest of this army can really get down here in time. I mean, it's going to be so engulfed in Zerg units.
Yeah, well, they do finally walk down. I think that Patience can technically win this battle, but he's lost 20 probes.
That's very true. He's trying to push through a little bit further here. We have the remaining force fields going down. It's basically just Immortals fighting now. Not enough Hydras to really fend off these Immortals. The big question, though, is, you know, as the game continues on, was this enough of a victory here for Impact?
Gosh, with 4 bases and the type of tech he has behind this, I think so. He's got a Lurker Den. He has an Infestation Pit. I don't believe he made his Hive.
Now we got Mass Ling Hydra coming here, and we have a Spire being made behind us. And keep in mind, Impact has actually banked up quite a bit of gas. The only real asset that Patience has here is these Immortals, which obviously cannot answer to Mutalisks.
That's true. We have no Archons at all. So a quick pump of Mutas could really throw him off.
Patience is trying to come out here. Now, that being said, the Spire is still a little ways away. I think the damage is going to start happening here before the anti-Mutalisk could be used to defend. But Patience decides to back up instead. Oh, this Ling counterattack is pretty good.
A little warp in. Changes direction. Checking everything, though, at least.
Ooh, that exchange there for Impact. He's going to try to back up. The Spire's done. We don't have any air units just yet being made.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to pop the Mutas. I actually really want him to in this situation. You look at that army, Mutas are very strong against this.
12.
Oh, man.
13.
That can ruin everything. Don't forget that Mutas can trigger the Immortal Shield so quickly.
Good point.
Once all those Hardened Shields are gone, I mean, you can just pounce on that with everything.
Now, this isn't unheard of to switch into this Mute attack, but I don't really see anything that tells us that Patience has weeded this out.
No, he has no idea. He is getting Blink, so, I mean, that's a partial weapon against it for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has no Stalkers just yet. Impact staying turtled up on these 4 bases. Now, Patience, as he grows out here, he's going to try to take a 4th of his own, so we really want to watch and see how much damage is Patience going to take in this game. Again, just 1 Archon.
It's interesting. The Mutas actually look like they're going to go for some economic damage right off the bat. I actually felt like jumping on top of that army could have been a strong play. So look at this. He's got a cannon there. You can kind of warp in some units to be somewhat defensive.
Oh man, these Immortals are like coming in with the fight, kind of getting in the way, getting into the surface area here. And here comes a great counter, or just a great other attack here by Impact, taking out that 4th base.
Those Mutas taking some storm damage, but at least they are keeping him busy up here. Killing a decent amount of probes. Hive is going to be finishing up shortly.
Okay, so is he going to try to push any further here? I mean, when you look at what the damage that Impact has done, I don't think you have to attack here. I think you can keep him on 3 bases for a while.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Also, total map control here for Impact. He can keep roaming, maybe even snipe these Templars.
You do have to be a little bit careful, though, right? Because Impact is maxed out right now. His army's not getting any better at the moment.
Yeah, well,
right? You're sure you can bank, but as we see more Immortals, Archons, and High Templars added here to Patience's army, he can eventually get into a situation where he can kind of kill that off and roll through.
Yeah, you're in this kind of tech limbo at this point in time, right? You've gone heavy into layer tech. You've got Hydras, you've got Mutas, Lurkers, Ravagers, but Protoss is still, you know, teching straight up, right? And if Protoss can hang on long enough and then max out, maybe Protoss can take this fight on.
Yeah, I think that is a real possibility. Now, the Greater Spire is on the way, so that is definitely an area where he can, again, counter this army well. And I think it's within enough time that he shouldn't be fearing, because the army that Patience has, like, it has to actually engage pretty soon. He doesn't have any anti-Broodlord.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Broodlords will really, really counter this. Like, I mean, if you really crush the rest of the ground army, Blinkstalkers can somewhat deal with them for a little bit, but it's not a long-term plan, especially on 3 bases.
Okay, the Mutas are going to come in here again. And it looks like Patience has kind of wriggled his way out.
Yeah.
He's going up to the top. There was a very arced contain here by Impact, and I think he thought that there was no way Patience would pull the trigger, and frankly, Patience did. He's coming out now. Now, this also might... Oh, hold on a second. Good storms here.
Yeah, very nice ones. If he comes out and flanks this army, that could be a really good engagement. He needs to get something done. I am very worried about there just being like 10 Broodlords, and that's it. You see him engage, and he does a blink forward, and it doesn't work because there's like 2 Lurkers burrowed, and then the game ends.
Okay, Patience is finally able to assert himself on the map here. And we have that 4th base. The 4th, actually, I'm sorry, it's going to be a 5th base here. It's a double expand. His Patience is trying to just reach out even further here. Get a little bit more control in this game. Nice snipe. Okay, so the Mothership's now in play. We have a lot of Broodlords. Now, don't forget, when you see Broodlords out, one way to deal with that is to play around the Broodlords and attack areas where they're not. That can sometimes force the Broodlords on the defensive.
Yeah, it is a good way to play against Broodlords, I think, but like, have we even seen a Warp Prism at all by Patience?
I don't think so.
In any of these games?
Oh my god. Okay, definitely Patience is going to have to pull away here.
Yeah. He has 1 Stargate, so I guess he can start making Tempest, but he's going to have to blanket everything with Psystorm, let the Immortal Zealot Archon do what they can, and then do a blink. He has to wait a moment for the blink, though. Like, he needs to clear a bunch of ground before he blinks.
Yeah. There's some of those storms. A little bit lackluster with those 2. He's going to try to come out here again. Now, if you can get rid of those Hydras, if you can get rid of those Lurkers, then, yeah, you can blink underneath that and start hitting the Broodlords.
Yeah, but if there's any extra damage, like those Lurkers would ruin the blink instantaneously.
Okay, again, a few more storms here, really softening up those Hydralisks. Now the Immortals are going to come in here. The Immortals can actually directly take on these Lurkers.
Okay, blinks forward. I think that was just way too early, though. The Stalkers evaporate in a matter of seconds. And while there's still some Immortals here, he's basically throwing everything to... Oh my god. There was a Time Warp in a PvZ.
I know. We've seen it all now.
Oh my god. No regret. Congratulations. There was finally a Time Warp right as he was dead. Okay. So...
We're going to, sorry, that was win for Game 2 there for Impact. So we're going to go to Game 3 now. All right. I like how in the second half of tonight's games, they're actually getting some pretty close matches.
Well, Maru's not playing, so that's very helpful.
That's a story.
Yeah, these 2 are a good match for each other. Definitely some fun games. Our next map is going to be Year 0. It's a big map. I think we're going to see some Nidus play here. It's a little bit surprised we didn't see any last game, but I did like the Drop Lord play. The way he faked in the main, saw the recall, went to the 3rd. That was a really crucial moment for Impact.
That was the winning move.
Yeah, that was what allowed him to get into these nice positions.
All right. It's time to go visit my boy Amon on Year 0.
Get your boats ready! God!
Okay. Impact versus Patience. One of these 2 players is about to be eliminated in the round of 16 in Season 1 of the GSL Code S. Let's go.
마틴 GSL 시즌
Ooh, crazy cheer in the audience.
게임이 시작됩니다. 이어 제로. 게임 준비 완료. Impact.
Ooh.
Patience.
Oh my god. It's Forge first against Gas Pool.
Oh boy.
I love what I'm seeing here.
Amon's gonna have to try his hardest not to cheer too loud for whoever he's rooting for, because he's so big and present on the map.
I bet you he has terrible breath tasteless.
Absolutely.
I don't think
he
they
does.
sell toothbrushes for monsters
no.
that big.
It'd be the size of a crane trying to brush his teeth. He spots
Oh my god.
the
this is so fun.
hatchery.
It's Pool first.
But yes, Pool first. Lings come in right away. People are going crazy here in the audience.
Well, you assume the Lings are going to attack that pylon, right? Because he's been doing the hatchery block every game. So it's like kind of he's set Impact up for this.
Yeah, this is all disguised. It is what you do in a best of 3, right? It looks like game 1. It looks like game 2.
Yeah. It's a tricky thing to do, to set your opponent up like this.
In theory, you'd think, well, if the Lings can get out and kill the cannon, then the game is won, right? And so maybe this is actually better for Zerg. But yeah, but not if he doesn't know.
I think I just saw a shift click after the attack, which means that this cannon should finish up no problem. Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay, I'm going to get a look at Impact right now. Impact suddenly... Oh, actually, he stayed pretty poker face during this whole thing.
No, these 4 Lings are not going to be able to bust through there. Making quite a few Lings. Can he stop it?
Well, 1 cannon doesn't kill this right away. But
what about 2 cannons?
Oh, well, Artosis. That's
He's going to speed 10 more Lings on the way.
Oh, if this doesn't work for Patience, I don't even know what to say.
Sorry, Patience, you're out of the tournament.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I won't say that to his face. I'll feel bad. Now, behind this, there's a Stargate. It's intended to look like it's a quick expand. Now, hold on. How much HP does that hatchery have? I wish you would show us.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Has justice been served?
Well, I'll tell you what right now. Printef is shaking his head as hard as he can, getting whiplash. That was a failed cannon rush there. I mean, you force some Lings out.
Do you even want to play this out from here as a Protoss? You're like, well, that's my televised match for game 3, guys.
Here's the real question, Tasis. Do you make a Void Ray to go after that hatchery now?
Yeah, exactly. Just target it down. Hope the Queen doesn't do enough damage to you. This is a lot of Lings. Thanks for saving my bacon, Sentry.
It's not going to be for long.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have another unit started.
Uh-oh.
What a fight these two are. What a match.
Okay, this is just such a weird game. I'm having a hard time casting it. I'm more watching it with some apprehension here as it goes back and forth.
All right, so Def will be caught, but at least they cut the Lings off his back at his natural front.
Okay, so the Nexus is just now finishing. And Oracle's on the way. Sentry doing all the heavy lifting this game. Taking out Overlords, getting force fields up here.
Yeah. Tickling Lings.
Yep. Sentry goes out, starts mining minerals. We didn't even know. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed. There he is again.
Thanks for saving my bacon again, Sentry.
Oh my god, get your boats ready.
Yeah.
Your buddy Amon's on the map.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Amon. Amon, stop cheering so loud, okay? It's hard to cast over you. Okay. Do it. Zap him. Uh-oh. All right.
He starts attacking the Zealot just like the Lings.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. So the Lings are coming here doing a decent amount of damage. Again, this is all on the back of a bungled cannon rush.
Oh, my God.
It's a lot of probe kills.
5 probes.
I don't think
normally the Oracle kills 5 drones for Patience. This is the other way around, though, isn't it?
I don't know if even Patience can Protoss his way out of this one. This is just...
Some things have gone wrong. There's no question there. Well, he's only down 20 supply at the pre-6-minute mark.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad in PvZ, right?
We just now have the Roach Warren coming up here. How many oracles are out here total? Is it 2? Okay. So he could combo that together and try to start one-shotting drones.
Well.
And we also have a War Prism, so I guess it's going to be like a later Archon harass or something?
Yeah, it looks like he does want to get into those Archons, so I guess that's probably the right thing to do, right? Like, I can't think of any great comeback potential things right now, but like, let's say that it's just Slings being produced, which so far it's mostly. Your Archon drop could get a bit done. Double Spore.
Oh, that's okay.
Look at that. He's like, I think this is where Impact is just really trying to figure out. Also, that's one of those mineral lines where if they go to one side or the other side, like Newkirk Precinct, do you remember this?
Yeah.
Where like the Spore would always be on the side near the Protoss, and the Protoss would fly to the other side and get a bunch of drones.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those situations.
That's what your training was made for, Sentry.
How many times has that Sentry done that?
I think it's like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Archon, Warpin. I think the Overlord saw it.
You know how when you do the Archon drop with DTs, the DTs go in first and see if they can get something done, then you make them? Now that the High Templars have an attack, why don't we see them go in first?
Exactly.
Go and feed back all the queens and try to get a drone and then get out. Target the hatch.
Try to
see if you can get it.
Yeah.
Before they stop your High Templars.
Oh my. What?
Okay. Well,
okay.
I don't Patience didn't even flinch. I was staring at his face during that.
Yeah. Patience
did not
like, I
even
meant
flinch.
to do that. That's part of my strategy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now he's, like, reacting to it.
Oh, did he just realize?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, normally we talk about how important it is to not lose the Archons or the War Prism while you're doing damage to the Zerg. This time, Archon's never even unloaded from the War Prism.
He's pretty dead, Tasteless.
Yes. Yes, he is, Artosis. Let's see if, Patience can pull off a miracle here, but right now, I mean, the math is simply not here.
Yeah, no, it's not even, let's see if you can, it failed Cannon Rush into losing your Archon drop.
Yeah.
Directly into Spore Queen. Not unloaded. You didn't kill a Ling with it. See, that's why you start with the High Templars, Tasteless.
Yep. Okay. Well, that was a funny little exchange we just saw there.
Yeah. There's that force field. Mortal is pretty good against Roach.
We're going to see more Mutalisks come out now. And that's where it's going to be problematic. The Sentries cannot fight off Mutalisks.
No, they
This is not like right when the beta of the game came out.
Yeah, this is not the very beginning of StarCraft 2 where Sentries actually wrecked Mutalisks.
Yeah.
They did 8 damage.
Yeah, with their tickle lasers.
That plus a Guardian Shield. Just have 10 Sentries sitting there.
9 more Mutalisks on the way here as the 4th base is finishing up here for Impact.
Yeah, Patience continues to be dead, but we are going to wait until he's sent to
Join us.
He blinks all his eyes at once.
Amon watching. He's got his giant build order notebook. He's writing this all down here.
What's the point of having 10 eyes if you blink them all at once?
I don't know.
I feel like I'd always have an eye open. You'd never sneak up on me, Tasteless, if I was Amon.
So, I got to say, that was a really weird Game 3. That was just, I don't know. The Cannon Rush didn't work, but beyond even the Cannon Rush, I mean, let's face it, man. The Warp Prism flying into the Zerg's base, I mean, it wasn't like it parked on the edge and, he just managed to snipe that down. Instead, it's like Patience had just sort of fallen apart there.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, guys, our final match is coming up. Maru versus Impact is next after this break.